Hi, and welcome to Fun Maths with Kenny. This is AQA Non-Calculator June 2024. So we'll be solving this paper. If the exam is coming up and it's AQA, please run through it with me. This is a foundation tire. We have other videos. Please like and subscribe, okay, to more videos on Fun Maths with Kenny. If you have subscribed already, thank you very much. It means a lot and it keeps encouraging us to post more videos. All right, so we'll be starting with this. This paper is from Maths Genie. Shout out to them. They have so many resources for the AQA, GCSE exam, and other exams as well, other bodies. So let's get started. Work out 280 divide by 7. So most of you can do this. This is simple division. 280 divide by 7. Okay. 7 goes in 28. That's 4 places. And then 7 goes in 0 is 0. 7 goes in 7 is 1. So this 40 over 1, which is 40. We move to question 2. Work out 1062 minus 438. This is simple subtraction. Most of you can do it. You get 624. Over to the next question. 2a, complete the statement. 2 meters is how many centimeters? So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. If you don't know that, please know now. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So 2 meters will be 200 centimeters. 4 meters will be 400 centimeters, like that. 8 kilograms to grams. When you're going from kilograms to grams, the word kilo means 1000. So 8 times 1000 gives you 8000 grams. Okay. 2c, convert 24 kilometers to miles. So 8 kilometers is 5 miles. Now, if 8 becomes 24, for 8 to become 24, you have to do times 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. That means you also go to the other side and do times 3. Whatever you do on the left, you do on the right. So when you do times 3, 5 times 3 will give you 15. And the answer is 15 miles. So the next one, so the next question, here is a centimeter grid. What percentage is shaded? So when you look at it, how many parts in all? How many squares in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 in all. How many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 16 is shaded, and that is half. So 8 over 15 is 50%. Kai has shaded 2 small squares, then he wants 3/4 to be shaded. How many more must he shade? So he has shaded 2. Okay, we need to find out what 3/4 of the total is. So this is 4 times 4, 16. 3/4 of 16 is 3 over 4 times 16 over 1. So 3 times 16 is 48. 48 divided by 4 is 12. So that means 3/4 of 16 is 12. He's meant to shade 12. He has done 2 already. So how many more squares? That's going to be 10, because 12 minus 2 is 10. Okay, here is a list of 4 numbers. Use 1 to complete. The closest in value to 7. So you need to know the difference of each of them to 7. Okay. If you take it as 6.92, the difference to 7 would be 0.08. Okay. Or look at it in terms of money. Okay. Look at it. Let's say 7 is £7. 6.92, you'll be left with 8p to get to 7. 7.27 would be 27. Okay. This was 8. This one was 18 more than 7, and this is 14 more. So the one that is less, is the one that has just 8 more. So it's 6.92. Then the number that rounds to 7.2 in one decimal place, it has to be this one, 7.18. That will round to 7.2. Then we go to 4B. Here is a list of 6 numbers. Use 2 numbers to complete the sentence. Which one would make -1? It has to be -5 and 4, because when you add it together, you'll be left with -1. Then the numbers that multiply to make 20. Remember, negative times negative is positive. So if you look at this and this, negative times negative is positive, then 10 times 2 is 20. Okay, so your numbers should be -10 and -2. 5A, which two lines are parallel? So parallel lines are lines that will never meet. Okay, one is going like this, the other one like this, or is going like this and the other one like that. So it's obviously line Q and line S. So line Q and line S. Then we go to this one. Here is a grid. X coordinate plus Y coordinate is equal to 3. So what can give you 3? If you look at it, let's say 1 and 2. Okay. So 1, 2 will work. Turn it around. 2, 1 will also work. Then you can also have 0, 3. And then 3, 0. So you're going to mark this point on the coordinates. So 1, 2 is here, somewhere here, exactly. 2, 1 here, 0, 3, and 3, 0. Okay, we will need something like a straight line. So those are the points. 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is 9. Square root of 144. What times what is 144? That's 12. And 2 to the power of 4 means 2 times itself 4 places. Take note, it doesn't mean 2 times 4, no. So you multiply 2 times itself in 4 places, okay? So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And that gives us 16. Okay, 7A. Okay, complete the table. This is quite easy. SM, MP, just to make some combinations, and SP. Yeah, just combine. Those are not, the way you combine, you do this two, you do this two, you do this two. So they are not difficult. 7B, at the restaurant, dough balls are ordered in small portions and large portions. Then they said a group of people want to order exactly 44 dough balls. Okay, how can they do this? So how do you make 44? How do you make 44? If you look at it in multiples of 10, 10 times 2 is 20, and 6 times 4 is going to be 24. And when you add it together, that gives you 44. So you can say that you can have 2 large, okay, and 4 small. So 2 large and 4 small. Small, 4, and large is 2. Okay, we get to the next one. Salma has 10 pounds to buy apples and oranges. She buys 9 apples. So how do you get 9 apples and as many oranges? So 9 apples is 9 times 25. Okay. 1 apple is 25. So if you want to get for 9, 25 times 9, and that will give us 225, which is 2.25. So how much is remaining for the oranges? You subtract. So you take 10.00. So when you take 10.00 minus 2.25, that will give you 7.75. So we have 7.75 for the oranges, and oranges are 60 pence each. So what do? You divide by 60. Okay. 60 times what we give you. If you look at 6 times table, 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 12 is 72. So you can do 6 times 12. Okay, 6 times 12 is 72, 7.20. So that means that she can buy 12. All right, we proceed. Alina and Sue play netball. They scored 8 games. Okay, they scored in 8 games. Okay, complete the table. Range is the highest minus the lowest. So range for Alina is 26 minus 12. And 26 minus 12 we give you 14. And the median for Sue, median means the middle number. So if you go, and it has to be in ascending or descending order. So if you go 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, you have 20 and 22 in the middle. So 20 plus 22 is 42. 42 divided by 2. When you have two numbers in the middle, you add both of them and divide by 2. So 20 plus 22 is 42. 42 divided by 2 is 21. So the median is 21. Which player scored the more consistent number of goals? If you look at the range for Alina is 14. Okay, looking at it. And then the range for Sue is 18. Okay, so who was more consistent? Alina was more consistent. And give a reason for your answer. If you look at the range, Alina's range is just very close to our numbers. Okay. And if you look at it, the numbers are, increasing at the same rates, increasing by 2, increasing by 3, by 4. So Alina is more consistent. Is 10, 10, 10 plus 5. So if you break it down, you have 10%, another 10%, another 10%, then 5%. How do you get 10% of a number? You divide the number by 10. So 10% of 1,200, 1,200 divided by 10, that will give you 120. Okay, so you have another 120. You have another 120 as 10%. Then 5% is half of 10%. So if 10% is 120, 5% is half of it. So half of 120 will give you 60. So what do? You add the 120 plus 120, 10%, 120 making 30% plus 60. And when you add it together, that will give you 420. 420. Okay, use this formula. A window cleaner uses this formula. C equals 2W plus 5. How much for 6 windows? So W is 6. So 2 times 6 plus 5. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 5 will give us 17. So this is going to cost 17. 2W means 2 times W. That's why we did 2 times 6. Okay. Because the windows were 6. Then the next one, they said the cost for another customer was 24. Show why this has to be incorrect. Remember what we had was 2W plus 5. So 2W plus 5, if it is equal to 24, then what it means is 2W is 24 minus 5. And 24 minus 5 is 19. So 2W is 19. Then W will be 19 divided by 2, which is 8.5. So the window cannot be a decimal, and that is why it's incorrect. You cannot have a window as a decimal. Question 12. You have X and Y bags. In X, 7/20 are red. In Y, 2/5 are red. Which has a greater proportion of red discs? So if you look at it, let's make them have the same denominator. So for this one that is 2/5, we can have it as times 4 times 4. So that it's over 20. So this will give you 8/20. So 8/20 are red here and 7/20 are red. So Y has a greater proportion of the red. Okay, because 8/20 is greater than 7/20. 13A. Two friends share £240 in the ratio 1:3. Work out the larger share. So what do? Get the total ratio. So total ratio is 1 plus 3, and that will give us 4. So if the total ratio is 4, how do we get for the larger share? The larger share comes from the larger ratio. So the larger ratio is 3. So you can take the 3/4 multiplied by 240/1. Take the larger ratio over the total ratio times 240/1. And when you divide, this is 60. So 3 times 60 is 180. So the larger share is 180. A player wins or loses a match in the ratio 5:9. What fraction do they win? So out of the total is 5 plus 9, which is 14. So it is 5/14. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, this is a multiplication grid. You know how it works. 63 times 61 is this, like that. 67 times 61. So they said 3843 divided by 63. If 63 times 61 is this, then when you divide 3843 divided by 63, we simply give you 61. And how do you do 14B? 6.1 times 6.7. Okay, so go find out 61 times 67. 61 times 67 is 4087. Okay, so we bring it down. So without the point, it is 4087. Now there are two numbers after the point. One number here, one number here, making two numbers after the point. So the answer is 40.87. Work out 63 times 66. Okay, so for 63 times 66, we know 63 times 65, which means 63 65 times. Okay, so if we need 63 times 66, we're just going to add one more time of 63. So 63 times 65, we knew it was 4095. So times 66 means add one more time of 66. Okay, and that will give you 4161, and that is the answer. Okay, for question 15, these triangles are congruent. Write down the value of x. And how do you do that? When they say congruent, they mean they are the same. Okay, so if you turn it around, if you turn it, upside down, if you turn this one facing up, you will see that, 6 is x. So x is just 6 centimeters. All right, we go to the next one. C and D are positive numbers. C is even, D is odd. Okay, so you can just choose two numbers that work for you. Okay, so let's say you pick 2 and 5 as C, D, and let's say you pick 4 and 3, for example, as C and D. Sorry, I went to that box. Okay, so C plus D, 2 plus 5 is 7, 4 plus 3 is 7, so that is definitely odd. Okay, then 4C means 4 times C. 4 times 2 is 8, that's even. 4 times 4 is 16, that's even. Now C divided by 2. If C is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you see 1 is even, 1 is odd. So let's choose cannot tell. All right. We go on to question 17. We have a linear sequence. The first term is 10, then the first plus second is 39. So 10 plus what will give you 39? That is simply 29. So you have 10, you have 29. If you add 19 to 29, okay, that will give you 48. So they're adding 19, keep adding 19, add 19 to 48, that is 67, add 19, okay, to 67, and that will give you 86. So they're asking for the fifth term, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is 86. We just kept on adding 19. Okay, question 18, the area of the triangle. So area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Now in this case, the base is 20, base is the one down, height is how long the object is. So 20 times 6.3, then divide by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 times 6.3. So when you're multiplying by 10, you move to the right one time. That gives you 63. So the answer is 63 centimeters squared. Okay, write down the vector that translates from B to A. So you're just going to do the opposite. Opposite of -3 is going to be 3. Opposite of 7 will be -7. Then for question 20, the attendance is 8,400 to the nearest 100. Okay, the minimum that will round up to 8,400 should be 8,350, and the maximum should be 8,449. Okay, so the next one is a graph. Okay, most of you can do graphs. You can plot. You just get the number. Make sure you check in between. Like this is 60. So it's going to be 62, 64, 66, 68, 70. So when you plot the points on the graph, complete it, estimate the numbers of workers at the company. So you can pause the video and just take it, complete the points. So in 2023, by the time you do that, 2023, when the point goes up, so 2023 is going to be between 82 and 90. So you get 80 something, anything from 82, thereabouts. Okay. Most times there's a range of values. So if you choose 82 or you choose 86, you still get it right. So let's say 84. Okay, here we have this cone, and then Beth tries to work out the curved surface area in terms of pi. And this, remember, they gave you the formula. They said the formula is pi RL, pi times radius times the slant length. Okay, so when you do that, the curved surface area is this. What mistake has she made? So what mistake has she made? If you check, she used 12. 12 is the normal length. It's supposed to be the slanting length. So she was supposed to use 13 instead of 12. Okay, she was supposed to use the slant length, which is 13 instead of 12. That's the mistake. And she was meant to get 13 times 5, 65 pi centimeters squared. Then they said Adam uses pi equals to 3 to estimate the base of the cone. Work out the estimate. So the base of the cone is a circle. An area of a circle is equal to pi times radius squared. Pi times radius squared. So now if pi is equal to 3 and the radius, let's check again. What is the radius? Radius is this. This is 5. So pi times radius squared, that's pi times 5 squared. Okay, so 3 times 5 squared. 5 squared is simply 25 times 3, that's 75 centimeters squared. If Beth uses this to estimate, is the estimate is definitely more because it's going to be more. I'm choosing this because when they say is the estimate more, the pi is bigger. 3.14 is bigger than 3. So by time she uses it, okay, it's going to be more. When your numbers are more, the values are multiplied to give you bigger value. So pi is greater. So the answer is definitely. Okay. Eric brings a quarter of a pint of milk in the morning and one half in the afternoon. How many pints of milk does he drink in 30 days? So what do? Let's get for one day, morning and afternoon. A quarter plus a half, that will give you 3/4. Okay, so that means in 30 days, it takes in one day is 3/4. Okay, because a quarter plus half is 3/4. Now for 30 days, what would that be? So you do 3/4 times 30/1. Okay, so 3 times 30 is 90. This is 90/4. So 4 in 90 is 2. Remainder 1. 4 in 10 is also 2. Remainder 2. So this is 22 and a half. 2/4 is 1/2, which is the same as 22.5 times. So 22.5. You can add the units, please. 22.5. Okay, 7x here, we collect like terms. You see this 4x is positive. Okay, you can take it to the left and bring 22 to the right. So this gives you 7x minus 4x is equal to 29 plus 22. So 7x minus 4x is 3x. 29 plus 22 is 51. So when you divide by 3, divide by 3 on both sides. And x is equal to 17. Yeah, so x is 17. Then in a house, the area of the living room is this. The area of the area of the living room as a fraction of the area. So 26 divided by 16.4. So 26 is 26.0. You move one time and move one time. So when you move, moving is doing times 10 so that you get rid of the point. So 260 over 164, then you divide. 2 in 260 is 130. 2 in 64 is 82. To go lower, keep dividing by 2. 2 in 130 is 65. 2 in 82 is 41. So that gives you 65/41. And as a ratio, that would be 65/41. Yes, you can just leave it. 65/41. Okay, so we go to the next one. Represent this on the number line. So x is greater than -2. This is -2. X is greater than that, and it's less than 4. Use a straight line, please. Okay, x is greater than -2 and is less than 4. So the circle is going to be opened. All right, the circle is going to be opened because there is no equal sign. So when there's no equal sign, the circle is going to be open. So that's the range of values. Then we go to 26b. Collect like terms. 5y is greater than or equal to 11 minus 14. Plus 14 becomes minus 14. So 5y is greater than or equal to -3. Yes, 11 minus 14 is -3. Divide by 5, divide by 5. So y is greater than or equal to -3/5 because 5 will divide 5 here. 27. Describe fully the transformation from A to B. Okay, so if you look at it from A to B, it got smaller, so it's a fraction. So how many times smaller? Let's look at it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2. So what do you do to 4 to get to? You divide by 2. That means the transformation is a half because the half of 4 is 2. And when you check it, this is 4, 2 as well. So the transformation is an enlargement by 1/2. An enlargement by a half. That's what you get. All right. Thank you so much for watching Fun Maths with Kenny. I hope you learned from this paper. If you're writing the AQA foundation paper, please like and subscribe. Okay. I look forward to seeing you. There are more videos on this channel. You can go there, watch, and prepare for your exam. Remember, maths is simple, easy, fun, and you can definitely do it. Thank you again. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Like and subscribe for more fun math videos at Fun Math with Kenny. Thanks for watching.